Hey everybody, Anansi here from Ocean Esports with another Top 100 Dotabuff replay cast. Today we're going to be watching Cold on the Lone Druid. He is ranked he's ranked around about 66, 70, 60th to 70th. Has a 67.51% win ratio, 474 matches played, and has a pretty consistent item build, which I think we can definitely learn from. So I'm gonna switch all of that off. What's really quite special about Cold is, again, we know him personally, so we're really happy to cover him and see what he does and what we can learn from how he does what he does. He's around a 5k player. Yeah, he's around about 5k and has been a lot higher in the top 100 Lone Druid rankings in the past, but has dropped a bit since in the last year. However, he's still in there, so we're happy to cover him. For those of you who don't know what we do here, we watch a top 100 Dotabuff player play from their perspective, and I just watch and see what it is we can learn from him, how he does what he does, and yeah, trying to find the most consistent things he does to win almost 70% of his games on the same hero. That's quite a feat in and of itself. So that's what we're going to do. Right from the get-go, he's going safe lane this game. I know that he could play Lone Druid offlane, has done that in the past. I've also seen him play it in mid. So, given the right matchup, it is a hero that can, that is very versatile. This hero has fallen out of favor this patch, however, but you'll see that Cold is still able to be quite successful on the hero. And if you're good enough on a hero, then yeah, you even when the patch isn't in your favor, you'll still manage to do your thing. So, without further ado, let's watch Cold and let's see what he does to be as effective as he is. Now, right off the bat, I don't know if you guys saw, but he is bear scouting for a potential ward placement. That's just one of those things. Maybe you get to see where the offlaner places his ward. Now, we happen to know that ward is already there, but yeah, not everybody. If you don't do it, you're never gonna know. So it's a good precaution that he probably does more often than people might realize. And yeah, it'll mean that there are a few games where he does see when there's a ward placed, and his support can de-ward it straight away. First point is in Summon Spirit Bear, of course, and we'll see what his skill build is after. Sadly enough, we can't see straight away what he has on his bear, so I will break my rule of only watching from his perspective for this game, because otherwise we're never going to see what's on his bear, I believe. Let's just do free camera. So right now all he has is a hatchet, Orb of Venom on the bear as soon as he can, and also gets the bear a stout shield. So this is his starting build. Started with the quelling blade, into orb, into stout shield, and with level 2 gets a point in rabid. So just go back to him now. On himself, he only has a healing self and tango, so this really screams the point is to get the bear to tank up and be able to do whatever, yeah, to be the aggressor, not Lone Druid himself. Last hit and deny wise, he's at the top. 2 minutes in, he's got 8 last hits and denies, and okay, with a nice use of rabid, probably gonna do enough damage here to no, sadly enough, not gonna do enough damage to pick off that Legion commander, but pretty close. Legion can't get too comfortable. What does rabid do exactly while affecting? 20 attack speed and 10% movement speed. So in that sense, yeah, definitely something anybody should be worried about. Second point in Spirit Bear, which increases the bear's HP, health regen, and base attack time. Also increases the armor, so that's a pretty valuable skill point, I'd say. Can okay, and then resummons the bear. I'm guessing you need to resummon the bear in order for the HP to actually apply. That's which is cool. So that would mean then that it's really good to make sure the bear gets low before you resummon it. So right before you get to level 2, make sure the bear gets quite low and then resummon it and you get HP. But you make use of the HP that your bear had. It's an interesting way of thinking about it. In essence, it's a bunch of HP that you just want to make sure you made use of, because otherwise, yeah, if you didn't take that damage early on, then what was the point of having the HP if it sort of heals to full? So that's really really cool to see. I think that's a key strategical aspect, if that's the case. Something I'm definitely gonna look at later and probably post in the comments or description. So here it does make sure to get some hits in, and with a nice, not too bad. Did make sure to get a bunch of hits in, allowing Rubik to lift, and then almost got a kill. So making sure that his opponent is low whenever he's not hitting last creeps, when there are no creeps to control. Definitely uses hold or stop in order to stop his attacks and get as many last hits as he can, but he's controlling his lane very, very solidly, I would say. I like how there he uses Rabid to move to the lane a little bit quicker, which allows him to make the timing for the pull just more securely in any case. First item seems to be Hand of Midas. He has the recipe queued up, 1650, but he does get boots first on his own Lone Druid. Let's just see if he has bought anything else on the bear in the meantime. Free camera. So he does have Gloves of Haste on the bear already, so that's queued, and that would probably turn into a... Oh, we can leave it on the bear. Let's do that for now. So I'm pretty sure that's what we should want to go for. So target priority switching from focusing on the Legion, who was diving and tanking most of the tower damage first. Resummons the bear at level 3. And the bear did not heal, so I guess it doesn't do so. Really curious about that mechanic. If anybody knows, please let me know. Yeah, that's what the point of all of this is. Yeah, if you happen to know anything that I'm missing, please post it. Help me figure out what the optimal things are to do with this hero, because that's yeah, I think that's a key thing that people may not always know. Definitely not newer players to the hero. Okay, got a good block. This looks like a dead Legion commander. But man, that guy is tanky. Resummons the bear in order to... Okay, and with some really good timing there, he's gonna get first blood, and he's well on his way to that Hand of Midas. Rabbit off cooldown, and I guess this is a pretty low mana cost spell. 50 mana, that's not much in any case, but definitely using it quite often. Seems to be as soon as it comes off cooldown, use it. Farming the big camp, which was semi-stacked, because Lone Druid can. And then resummons the bear right before it dies. So again, use the HP of the bear. That seems to be quite clear for me already. You need to get it low, then resummon it. Time it. And there's probably, you know, a balance and an efficiency in that. But it's really good to make sure you do that. Okay, ferries himself over a set of regen. Just health potion, mana potion, so that his staying power is sustained. And I wonder if this is what he does consistently over all games, just making sure. Yeah, that's the way it goes. I like the efficiency here of moving his hero high ground, which is attacking downwards, so that he could move towards the rune more quickly. And while the bear was taking the creep camp, that's just, it was one of those things where other people would probably be low ground farming a camp, and then there are high ground ganks which are possible, but he was standing with his hero safely in the high ground so that he has higher ground vision and doesn't have people coming from the high ground and ganking him. And sure enough, there was a Kunkka around. So those are the types of habits that will decrease the chance that opponents will be able to gank you, and especially the lower level the opponents, the less likely they will be to successfully gank you, because you'll just see them more. So that's just one of those things. So I think I saw his Hand of Midas recipe coming his way. Had that at about minute 8, I guess. Will have it on himself at about minute 10. So yeah, I think that's an okay timing. Make sure not to let the bear die. Resummons it. And uses it on the first creep he could. That I do really like. So really making sure to get the value out of that Hand of Midas. Okay, next item is gonna be Radiance. Also had a health potion and, how would I say it, raindrops. Quickly checks on his mid hero who's diving, so that is a sign that he's paying attention to what's going on in the mid map. Like, okay, I see 2 icons mid, and my mid is going deep into their tower. It might be good that I get a feel for what's going on here. It's really good move. I really like the infused raindrop pickup. It means that there's less damage coming from the Legion Commander. Overwhelming odds. Crystal Maiden will do less damage. Invoker, some of his spells, not all, but definitely Kunkka Torrent in any case. So it does decrease. I mean, raindrops are just extremely strong in general for survivability, and that's pretty much the only thing he has on his Lone Druid bear. Magic damage will usually be the primary thing you need to be worried about early in a game, especially burst, and that's exactly what infused raindrops are good against, stopping burst damage or decreasing it in any case. And what is it? 150 HP block, 120 magic damage. Which is really, yeah, it's just really, really strong, and can really throw off even the best of players when they're calculating whether or not they can get a gank off on you. So, just really good. Seeing that he has a free lane, looks like he's going to be pushing it. Sadly enough, Legion Commander's there, but so Legion Commander shows up and he goes straight into the jungle to take the hard camp. I like this efficiency here. Okay, the root is gonna pretty much finish off the bigger creep in the camp, so he doesn't bother to take the damage from the root. That's super efficient. Just let root do what it's supposed to do, what it needs to do. I really like that. So currently sitting at 76 and 17 on top of the last hit charts. I wonder about net worth exactly. Second, pretty much almost tied for first. So just really strongly, yeah, doing his thing. I know that, yeah, let's leave it at net worth actually. I do know that, how would I say this? When he feels threatened, he tends to go for magic resistance. But given that I guess he doesn't see any significant threats early on in the game, he's focusing on, how do I say this? Okay, as I talk about significant threats. Okay, note he changes himself into bear form right when he sees. That was really great. Changes himself into bear form, and sure enough, 2 charges went off of that. Okay, and now changes himself to ranged. That's just really key. So Bear form to tank up. He has the raindrops, but sure enough... Ooh, whoa, that Sunstrike was close. That should have got him, to be really honest. Oh boy. And now PA incoming as well. But he's got the bear there. Cool. Had his bear moving into position to save himself. But the speed at which he changed into bear form was really good. I'm in danger. Bear form straight away. That allowed him to survive in combination with the infused raindrops. And actually get a double kill instead of dying solo. That is really huge. So yeah, another key aspect probably of Lone Druid play is being quick on the I'm in trouble, I'm gonna switch to bear form. True form. More stealth into Raging Bear, losing his range of answers and some base movement speed, but gaining melee power as well as... Okay, so this gives him Battle Cry. Increases base attack time, bonus HP and armor, loses attack speed, so it doesn't do as much damage, but definitely can survive a lot more. This is, I think, if that's something you can really time well, that's where you probably improve significantly Lone Druid play in general. And of course you're in ranged form to take damage. No, to deal damage, sorry. Midas is the big creep, and 15 minutes in, almost has his Radiance. Now, imagine he had died to that one gank. He would be nowhere near that Radiance right now. He'd be in much bigger trouble. So, really key aspect. What does this do? It adds attack damage and armor to the lone, as well as nearby units under his control. So he makes sure to use Battle Cry when going for Ancients, because his bear can then tank. Thanks to that, in that radius. So it's also really strong for his team that he uses that, actually. Really great for team fighting and team pushing. Just makes everybody tankier, I think, is what I saw. It's a nice stack for him. Courier is heading mid. I wonder how quickly he'll be using that. Again, there's that melee creep, which is rooted. He moved his bear away to try and dodge some of the damage and let the root do its thing. That was just that seems to be very consistent. So yeah, moves his way over to the secret shop. Bear can pick up bounty runes. Has the bear go pick up the sacred relic, and now that he's able to tank Ancients, that seems to be a key. Notice first he was farming in lane, just a hard camp. That's kind of the laning phase, easy camp as well. But as soon as he could, and he seems to recognize, I think that was about level 9, I'm not sure, but as soon as he could, he was, how would I say this? He went and he made sure he could farm Ancients. So I think that's also actually a key of something that lower level players don't do enough, is recognizing when they can farm Ancients. They're kind of like the high yield gold in StarCraft or something. You make use of that just so you get your resources faster than whoever else. And if you are able to take Ancients, you really should work to take them. And this was quite clear. Lone Druid really can take Ancients quite quickly and effectively when using the abilities that are available to him. The bear form. And here he's just so tanky. He doesn't have to even worry about this Invoker. Low level Invoker isn't going to do anything. That's the third charge from his infused raindrops, and he is going to have his Radiance on the way soon. It's already bought, so about almost 18 minutes he'll actually have the Radiance on him. Queued up another infused raindrop, ready to go. And let's just do a quick check of his bear again, just to be sure we didn't miss anything too important. Nope, that's still the items that he has. Player perspective. And again, nothing more than boots and raindrops on the Lone Druid himself. Note the other key about the fact that he has raindrops is he himself always has mana to cast the things he needs to cast. I mean, it would be a huge shame if you did not have the mana to cast your bear, which I guess is potentially one of his biggest weaknesses. He probably doesn't do well against anti-mage, who will just burn him and then he can't recall his bear type of thing, because it may not cost much mana, but it does cost mana. And I think the mana regen that infused raindrops offer is probably just enough to yeah, to aid in that. Has an AC queued up next. And notice that as soon as that Radiance is there, his team is ready to push mid. It's this power spike. They had a Warlock ult and the Radiance, and straight away they went mid. And they're not backing. It's 20 minutes into the game, guys. And they are just, yeah, they're just wrecking. No, the other team has such issues dealing with this bear. And look how quickly they can take tier 3s. No reason to wait. Rubik has a nice steal. But yeah, bear can just tank tower, healed by the Warlock. Sometimes you can't win, GG. And so here, that was a bit of a big boat. PA is clear, yeah, is definitely a bit of a counter, although really not that significant at the moment. And the Kunkka ends up getting him. However, at the cost of his whole team going down pretty much. And so he's out for a bit, still watching mid. But definitely some key things in that you need to take, it's quite clear, you need to be in bear form when pushing towers for the armor and attack speed. Sorry, for the armor to tank the tower, and then along with Radiance, given how early he gets it, the opposing team will just have huge issues dealing with it unless some, you know, if PA went BKB first, then it's fine, but PA didn't, so actually PA has a miss chance, as does Kunkka, as does Legion Commander, so it's really strong this game. Even Invoker will be missing auto attacks. And earlier on, Invoker has mana problems, so can't cast an insane amount of spells in any case. I mean, that's part of the reason why Invoker needs levels and farm, to be honest. So it seems to be quite strong, and now just objective focused. As soon as he walks up, make sure to cast Battle Cry. 100 bonus damage and 15 armor. Insane for taking towers. Along with Rabid, 50 attack speed and 25% movement speed. And of course, so you take one objective, next objective, Roche. Very methodical. This is a very standard game plan. It's really, if you can execute some of the key things that hold this game plan together, it's all very feasible. And the game plan itself is not necessarily difficult. The difficult part is, okay, how quickly can you change to bear form when Legion Commander and Kunkka are ganking you right from the trees and you didn't have any vision and you didn't know they were coming? Dyer killed Roshan. Impressive. But so goes for the plate mill straight away. Wait a second, did he? Let's just see this. Okay, plate mill on himself and the hyperstone on his bear. Okay, plate mill also on the bear. Okay. I was already wondering. Okay. So for those who don't know, when the bear is outside of a certain range from the hero himself, the bear can't actually attack, which is part of why Radiance is so key. Because once you have Radiance, the bear can be dealing damage just by being in an area, as opposed to not. And you can see that by the broken sword. It's the disarmed mechanic. As you can see, there's actually not as much focus on the bear as there could be, and often is. Notice that he really doesn't move his hero into the fight at all. He just really he keeps his hero, how would I say this, close enough to the fight that the bear can attack, but not close enough that he is in danger himself. Just very safe, actually. At least he didn't in that last fight. Wonder if that's the way to normally do it. Definitely ask him. And while the other teams are having their fountain diving fun and defense, he's just finishing up the bottom lane because he can take towers like crazy. So I see him later in the game definitely being in bear form a majority of the time, and just super objective focused. Finishing the game, or helping his team finish the game in 26 minutes. Hilarious. So I think, guys, that's pretty much it. They're just chilling in the opponent's base. I know that this is the ideal build that he likes to go. Does up the magic resistance if he really feels it's necessary. So the only deviation would be is get magic resistance if you really feel the need to. So gap closers that can deal lots of magic resistance, because you get a lot of armor and HP built in, so I think you scale well with the resistance, more so than quite a few other heroes. So, you can go for a pipe, for example. And given the speed at which you can potentially farm, just really, really strong. So this is kind of the key, which if you can execute these things, switching to bear form very quickly, getting your timings right, hitting all your last hits, I don't think 27-minute wins. I mean, this is actually the timing that you want to finish things in as Lone Druid. Of course, there are different builds. This is just one of the many ways you could play Lone Druid, but I think it's an effective and good way, and it could very well get you into the top 100. This was Anansi from Austrian Esports, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if there was anything that we could have explained better. Any tips, comments, they're welcome. Feedback, and thank you all for watching.